Hello fellow Sudokans, welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 29th of April 2024. What's a Sudokan, you say? You are. You're here now. You're included in my fold. It's a term that I use to describe people who play Sudoku, coined by me. So you won't find it in the dictionary. What do I think this channel is about? I should explain quickly. It will give you an explanation. Today's game on Monday, every Monday, is a beginner level game, and I'll give you an explanation of how to play the game of Sudoku. Why should you play it? Well, why not? It's a good way of avoiding things you don't want to do. That's what I find anyway. When I've got lots of admin tasks to do, I might have a game of Sudoku instead to avoid doing those tasks. Shouldn't really, of course. What else? Oh, this channel is not purely a Sudoku channel, though. That's why it has such a strange name. I like to chat about anything that's on my mind, anything political or non-political, something in society, or whatever I happen to be thinking about on that particular day or at that particular time. And I see there is an article in today's Guardian which was disappointing, I thought, a little bit, because the headline didn't match the article exactly. Well, it wasn't exactly what I was hoping it to be. It's about the headline was about right to repair, but it was talking about the construction industry. Unfortunately, the article really talks about the construction industry. It's not very deep and doesn't mention very much. But if you are interested in right to repair, I would recommend a YouTube channel by a certain person by the name of Louis Rossmann. Now, I don't agree with all of his politics, but I think that he is a very sensible and honest person with integrity, and has a great YouTube channel, and talks about the fact that so many things now have become impossible to repair. He runs a computer repair shop, or I don't know if he's still running it. He has complained recently about how difficult it is to get parts to repair things, especially on mobile phones, etc., etc. And of course, Apple being one of the worst culprits. But his channel is excellent and brings up many great items of focus. So if you are not particularly happy with the Guardian article about right to repair, I would recommend Louis Rossmann's channel here on YouTube. Right, let's get on with the game of Sudoku. How do we play this game? Why do we play this game? Why do we play this game? No reason, just to fill in some time. How do we play it? You can see there are 9 squares across here. There are 9 squares down here. And there are 9 squares in every one of these small sections that are outlined in black. Okay. Some of the squares have numbers. The lowest number you can find is 1. The highest number you can find is 9. And our job is to fill in the numbers between 1 and 9 in every row. So 1 and 2 are done. What do we have left to do? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Every column, 1 and 6 are done. What else do we have to fit into the empty squares? 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay, because we got 1 and 6 already. So each number can appear once only in its row, column, or block. This has a 2. We're still looking for every other number to fill that in. How do we go about this? We use logic to find the answer. We don't guess ever in Sudoku. It's not a guessing game. It's a game of logic. That's the only proviso, I would say. There are many ways to find the particular digits we're looking for. I'll give you a few easy methods to begin with. So here we have, in this block here, you can see that we have 3, 4, 5, and 6. What don't we have? We don't have 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. And we have 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 must fit into these empty squares here because we have the others of 1 to 6. Now, of 3, 4, 5, and 6 rather. And so how can we do this? Well, if we consider digit 1, now, what do we know about digit 1 here? Well, we know that it already exists in this right-hand column here, and therefore it cannot exist anywhere else in this column. So immediately these 3 squares here are not allowed as a digit 1. And we've got a digit 1 in this column. What does it mean? It means that this square here can't be a digit 1. So there's only 1 empty square left in this block here. So we know for sure that 1 must go in that square there. Now we're going to take that 1 that we just filled in, and we're going to say that it blocks across all the way across here. Now what do I mean block? I mean forbids any other square from being 1 in this row. So these 3 squares cannot be 1. Now we've got a 1 down here, and that blocks up there, so this square and these 3 squares can't be 1 because of this. And we've got a 1 up here blocking the way down here, and guess what? We're left with 1 empty square. If there's only 1 empty square left, we know that that's where the digit must go. That's the thing to remember. And so we got in a couple of numbers immediately. Now back over on this block here, this 3 by 3 grid, I noticed that when you see 8 in this column here and it blocks those 3 squares there, there is only one other place where the 8 can go. It must go there. Now if any of this looks fast to you, you can just rewind, watch the video again. You'll do me a favor increasing my YouTube views. Right now we don't have a 2 in this block yet, but I can see 2 blocking across here and across here. That's going to put 2 here. And there are 2 numbers missing. We don't have 9 and we don't have 7. So 7 and 9 must go in these squares. Now we have to look and see if we've got any intersecting 7s or 9s. And when we look, we say, haha, we've got a 7 here blocking this square. So we know that that's going to be the 7. And now there's only 1 space left, and that's the 9 to complete the block here. Okay, like I say, if any of this is too fast, you can go back, watch it again. Now we've got 6 blocking up here and 6 blocking up here, so we know that 6 is going to be in this square here. Or you could say 6 blocks every other square in this section here, so we know these 2 squares can't be 6. And again, in this column it just leaves that 1 space up there to know that that is a 6. Now what's left down here? We only got 2 empty squares, so we should see what's missing. We're missing 4 and 5 in this column. We've got 1, 2, 3. There's no 4, no 5, so that's 4 and 5 there. Now we've got 5 blocking this square, so that's our 5, and this is going to be our 4. We'll take that 4 that we just placed and say 4 blocks across here, 4 blocks across here, and that's going to put 4 into that square there. Now I want to show you something a bit more advanced. Okay, so you've seen the basic idea of what we do first of all, and I want you to try to think ahead a little bit like this. So what I'm going to do is look at the 4 empty squares up here. Okay, what numbers are missing? We've got 1. We don't have 2. We don't have 4. We don't have 5, and we don't have 9. So these squares are 2, 4, 5, and 9. Okay. Now if you notice, 4 and 5 are in this column here, so that means 4 and 5 can't be in these squares here. So we know already that these 2 squares must contain 4 and 5. Now which is which, I don't know, but I do know that one is 4 and the other one is 5. I don't know which is which, but that's okay. That's all I need at the moment, because now that I know that this is 4 and 5, I know that the other 2 squares can't be 4 or 5. And if you remember, I said 2 and 9 are the other missing numbers. So when we have a 2 blocking there, we know that that's our 2 and that's our 9. Like I say, if this is too fast, you can go back and watch it again. Now, oh sorry, I'm hitting the microphone stand. Now we still need 2 numbers to go here. Down here we need 7 and we need 3 for this column, and I can see the 7 blocking this square, so that's going to be our 7 and that's going to be our 3. Now we'll take the 3 across here and the 3 across here, and then we'll put 3 into that square there. Now we have 3 empty squares here. The missing numbers are 2, 8 and 9. We've got everything else, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have 2, we don't have 8, and we don't have 9. Now actually I can see 2 of those numbers, the 8 and the 9, in the same row, and that's very useful, because now I consider this square. I say, can it be 2? Maybe. Can it be 8? No. Can it be 9? No. So I know that it has to be 2 because it can't be 8 or 9. Right? Okay, what's next? Okay, we have 2 missing numbers here. The missing numbers are 5 and 6. I can see the 6 blocking down here, so that puts the 6 in that square and the 5 there. Missing numbers here are 2 and 9. We have a 9 blocking that square. So there's the 9 and there is the 2. Now we'll take that 2 up to the top here, 2 up here and 2 across there. And that leaves only this square possible for a 2. And we also have 2 blocking down here, 2 blocking down here and 2 across there, meaning that's a 2. And that is in fact the final 2. There are no more 2s to be found on this grid. We've got 2 in every block, every row, every column. So that's finished. Now we have 6 blocking across here. That's going to put 6 in that square. And now there's only one empty square for this row. We don't have an 8 yet, so we know that 8 is going to be our number to finish this here. And now there's only one number left for this block, and that's going to be a 9, so we know that the 9 goes there. The 2 missing numbers here are 7 and 8, but we can't say which is which yet. We know 7 and 8 are in these 2 squares, but we look up here, we don't find any help. So we just have to leave that and come back to that later. There's also a couple of empty squares up here which we don't know, 4 and 5. Again, no help on that yet, so we have to come back later. Let's see, we've got 3 empty squares here. See if this means anything. Now we've got 1, 2, we don't have 3. We've got 4, we don't have 5. 3, 5 and 8 are missing. 3, 5 and 8 go in these squares. Any help? No, I've got a blocking 8 there, but the 3 and the 5, I don't know, so I'm going to forget that. That's not going to help. So what comes next? And this is just a game of looking, of course. You have to keep looking the whole time. Let's see. Okay, so I've got something. It's a little bit, but this is good practice. This is good practice because it helps you move forward. Oh no, I don't need to. Okay, in this row here we don't yet have 5. Okay, so we've got 5 blocking this square, 5 blocking this square and 5 blocking this square. So that's the only possibility for a 5 there. And now in the same row we don't have a 1. We've got 1 blocking this square, and that we've got 2 digit 1s blocking the same square and 1 blocking this square. So we know that 1 goes there, and we'll be left here and here with 3 and 4, and I can see the 3 blocking that square. So here's our 3 and there's our 4. Right. Now if you're playing on a computer like this, you may have noticed that when you highlight one digit, if you've got a solver similar to this, all of the similar numbers highlight. So if you click on a 1 like this, you'll see all of the 1s highlighted, and that can often help you to find digits. So I see this 1 blocks up here, this 1 blocks up here, 1 across here, 1 across there. Means that we can find a digit 1 there. It's easy to do if you're playing on a computer. It's not so easy if you're using a pen and paper. And if you are an absolute beginner, I do recommend pen and paper for your first games of Sudoku. I think it's important to learn in that way. After you've learned though, you don't need to. Right, let's see. What do we know about the 3s? Anything much? Not enough. What do we know about 4s? Well, some stuff. 5s? Sixes, that's good enough. 6 blocking across here, 6 across here, and 6 up there will give me a 6 in that square. Seven blocking up here and up there means that that's a 7. 7 blocking this square, 7 blocking this square, 7 blocking this square. So in this column there's only one empty place where a 7 can go. It must go there. 8 blocks across here and 8 blocks up here, so in this particular section that's where the 8 goes. 8 blocks back here across there, that means this is going to be an 8. And missing digits in this column are 3 and 9. Now we've got 3 blocking this square, so that means that's a 3. We also had the 9 blocking that square, so you could have found it that way. I'll give you the 9 there. We've got 9 blocking across here, down here, and up there, meaning that's our 9. And we've also got 9 blocking up here, giving us a 9 there, and that's finished as well. So 1, 2, and 9 are all complete now. 7 blocks across here, that gives me a 7 here. And there's only 1 square to find here, which is a 4. Now there's 1 square left in this row, that's a 5. And 1 square left in this block, and that is a 4. 4 blocks across here and gives us a 4 in that square. The missing numbers here and here are 3 and 5, and we've got a 3 from down here blocking that square. There's our 3, giving us 5 here. 5 blocking down here up there. There's our 5. Or you could have looked and seen the missing digit. It's the same thing. There's a missing digit here. What is missing from here? What don't we have? We don't have a 6, I think. That's our 6 then. 6 blocks across here and down there. There's our 6. 3 blocks across here, giving us 3 in that square. And the last digit here is an 8. 8 blocks down, giving 8 here. This is 7. And not much more to go. There's 1 empty square along here. That's for a 4. And 1 empty square for the row, the column, the block, and the entire grid, and it's going to be an 8. So that's it. So subscribe to the channel, click the like button, do all of that kind of stuff that YouTubers want you to do all the time. Thank you very much. I hope to see you another time. Bye bye.